of for the Salvadoran government in Belize. Most people at some point in their lives think about doing a family tree to trace their ancestral roots, and a few actually get it done, perhaps going back a couple generations past their parents. But 20 years ago, a Belizean father, now a university professor in the USA, looked into the eyes of his newborn and was saddened to realize there was very little he could share with his children about their heritage. That man is St. John Robinson, and after decades of long talks with local historians and wading through piles of old documents, today his research, a book called Peopling Belize, Chapters in Migration, was officially launched. As the author described to us today, during his name hunt, he dug up all sorts of interesting facts about Belize.
One that I mentioned in there was this connection, this illegal trade. Belize has always had a history of illegal trade, but between Belize and the Dutch communities in the Eastern Caribbean way back in the 18th century. If you look at early 19th century records in Belize, there are lots of Dutch names, and you wonder why. And this summer I was in Jamaica, and I came across an undated, unsigned report that talks about extensive trade between Belize and the Dutch West Indies. It's a reference I've never seen in anybody's textbook, and I think that was, to me, the most eye-opening. One of the things that I wanted to do was to put all these various groups in some sort of perspective. Why were all the Germans in Belize? Well, they weren't only in Belize, they were in Guatemala and Nicaragua. Well, why? So I looked at German expansion and then how Belize fit into that. I looked at French expansion and how Belize fit into that. And then, Belize only had one importation of Chinese, whereas the Caribbean had lots. Why was that? Those sorts of things. I tried to do a wider perspective. So it's not just Belize, but Belize in context.
Can you say at this point whether you'll be doing another publication, another collection?
Well, my cousin is Saeed, and I had to apologize to him for not doing the Arabs. Something has to be done about the Arab community. I didn't have enough data to make another decent chapter. I could have talked a little bit about the old Cayo community. I think that will probably be my next some sort of article on the Arabs.
St. John Robinson was born in Belize but grew up in Nicaragua and New Orleans. He is currently working as a professor in Billings, Montana, working at the Montana State University. It has been said that the three greatest weapons in the fight against the AIDS epidemic are education, education, and education. This morning, News 5's Jacqueline Woods was on hand for the latest attempt to move the public toward positive action.
A billboard that welcomes you to Dangriga refers to the community as an AIDS-friendly town that encourages everyone